Hello everyone. Welcome back to Daily Dose of English. I'm Tom and I'm so excited you're here with me today. I was thinking about you yesterday. Yes, you, the person watching this right now. I was thinking about how brave you are for learning English. It takes real courage to learn a new language. And here you are, showing up, ready to learn. That's amazing. Today we're going to do something really special. We're going to learn how to have real conversations in English. Not the boring textbook stuff, but the kind of conversations you actually have with friends, at work or when you meet someone new. By the end of this lesson, you'll know exactly what to say when you meet someone, how to keep a conversation going, and even how to make plans to hang out. Sounds good? Let's do this. But here's the best part. We're going to practice everything using shadowing. That means after I say something, you'll repeat it. This will help your pronunciation, your fluency, and your confidence. Trust me, by the end of this video, you'll feel like you've been speaking English your whole life. Well, maybe not your whole life, but you'll definitely feel more confident. So grab a cup of coffee, tea, or whatever makes you happy. Get comfortable and let's start our English journey together. Remember, mistakes are okay. Actually, mistakes are great. They mean you're trying. So don't worry about being perfect. Just focus on learning and having fun. Ready? Let's begin. Part 1. Meeting someone new. Okay, let's start with the basics. When you meet someone new, what's the first thing you say? That's right, you greet them. But here's the thing, there are so many ways to say hello in English, and each one has a different feeling. Let me show you. The most basic greeting is hello. Simple, right? But let's practice it together. Hello, hello. Now you repeat. Good. But hello can sound a bit formal sometimes. With friends or in casual situations, we often say hi instead. It's shorter and friendlier. Hi, hi. Now you repeat. Perfect. Now here's something cool. In really casual situations, especially with young people, you might hear, hey. It's super relaxed. Hey, hey. Now you repeat. Excellent, but wait, there's more. Sometimes we add the person's name to make it more personal. Hey Sarah, hey Sarah. Now you repeat. Now after saying hello, what comes next? Usually we ask how the person is doing. The most common way is, how are you? Let's practice. How are you? How are you? Now you repeat. But here's a little secret. Native speakers often shorten this. We might say, how are you? It sounds more natural. How are you? How are you? Now you repeat. Great job. Now in casual conversations with friends, we have lots of other options. Let me teach you some. What's up? This is very casual, usually between friends. What's up? What's up? Now you repeat. Another casual one is, how's it going? I love this one because it sounds so natural. How's it going? How's it going? Now you repeat. Here's one that's really friendly. How have you been? We use this when we haven't seen someone in a while. Let's break it down. How have you been? How have you been? Now you repeat. Wonderful. Now what about answering these questions? When someone asks how you are, you don't need to tell them your whole life story. Keep it simple. The most common answer is, I'm good, thanks. Let's practice. I'm good, thanks. I'm good, thanks. Now you repeat. But you can mix it up. Try I'm doing well, thank you. This sounds a bit more formal. I'm doing well, thank you. I'm doing well, thank you. Now you repeat. If you're feeling great, you can say, I'm fantastic, with enthusiasm. I'm fantastic, I'm fantastic. Now you repeat. And if you're just okay, not great, but not bad, you can say not bad. It's very casual. Not bad, not bad. Now you repeat. Here's an important tip. After you answer, it's polite to ask the same question back. We often add, how about you? Or just you. Let's practice the full exchange. I'm good, thanks. How about you? I'm good, thanks. How about you? Now you repeat. Perfect. You're doing amazing. Part 2. Introducing yourself. Now let's move on to introducing yourself. This is super important because it's how you start making connections with people. The basic introduction is I'm plus your name. For example, I'm Tom. Let's practice with my name first, then you can use your own. I'm Tom. I'm Tom. Now you repeat. Great. Now try it with your own name. Go ahead, say I'm, and then your name. Excellent. Sometimes we make it a bit longer and say my name is Tom. This is slightly more formal. My name is Tom. My name is Tom. Now you repeat. Good job. Now after you say your name, it's nice to add something friendly. A common phrase is nice to meet you. Let's practice. Nice to meet you. Nice to meet you. Now you repeat. You can also say it's nice to meet you. Same meaning, just a bit longer. It's nice to meet you. It's nice to meet you. Now you repeat. Here's a casual version that young people use. Good to meet you. Good to meet you. Good to meet you. Now you repeat. Now let me teach you a full introduction. Listen first, then we'll break it down. Hi, I'm Tom. It's nice to meet you. Let's practice this in parts. First part. Hi, I'm Tom. Hi, I'm Tom. Now you repeat. Second part. It's nice to meet you. It's nice to meet you. Now you repeat. Now let's put it together. Hi, I'm Tom. It's nice to meet you. Hi, I'm Tom. It's nice to meet you. Now you repeat. Fantastic. You sound like a natural English speaker already. Part 3. Small talk. Keeping the conversation going. Okay, so you've said hello and introduced yourself. Now what? This is where many English learners get stuck. They think, oh no, what do I say next? Don't worry, I've got you covered. Let's learn some small talk. Casual conversation that helps you connect with people. One of the easiest topics is the weather. Yes, I know talking about the weather seems boring, but it's actually a great conversation starter. Let's learn some weather small talk. Nice weather today, isn't it? Nice weather today, isn't it? Nice weather today, isn't it? Now you repeat. If it's cold, you might say, it's pretty cold today. It's pretty cold today. It's pretty cold today. Now you repeat. Or if it's hot, it's so hot today. It's so hot today. It's so hot today. Now you repeat. Here's a useful one for rainy days. Crazy weather we're having. Crazy weather we're having. crazy weather we're having. Now you repeat. Another great small talk topic is asking about someone's job or studies. What do you do? Is the most common way to ask about someone's job. What do you do? What do you do? Now you repeat. If you're talking to a student, you might ask, what are you studying? What are you studying? What are you studying? Now you repeat. You can also ask about where someone is from. Where are you from? Where are you from? Where are you from? Now you repeat. A friendlier version is, where are you from originally? This works well if someone has an accent or if you're in an international setting. Where are you from originally? Where are you from originally? Now you repeat. Now here's a super useful question for keeping conversations going. How long have you been here? This works whether you're talking about a city, your job, or a school. How long have you been here? How long have you been here? Now you repeat. Part 4. Showing interest and asking follow-up questions. This is the secret to great conversations, showing genuine interest in the other person. Let me teach you some phrases that show you're listening and interested. When someone tells you something interesting, you can say really with a rising tone. It shows surprise and interest. Really, really. Now you repeat. Another good one is, that's interesting. That's interesting. That's interesting. Now you repeat. If someone tells you something cool or impressive, try that's awesome, that's awesome, that's awesome. Now you repeat. Or the more casual, that's cool, that's cool, that's cool. Now you repeat. Now let's learn some follow-up questions. These are questions you ask to learn more about what someone just told you. Tell me more about that. Tell me more about that. Tell me more about that. Now you repeat. Here's a shorter version. What's that like? What's that like? What's that like? Now you repeat. If someone mentions something you don't know about, you can ask, what exactly is that? What exactly is that? What exactly is that? Now you repeat. Or simply, how does that work? How does that work? How does that work? Now you repeat. Practice section. Dialogue. Practice 1. Meeting at a coffee shop. Now let's put everything together in a real conversation. I'll play both parts first, then we'll practice together. Listen carefully. Person A. Hi there. Person B. Hey. How's it going? Person A. Pretty good, thanks. How about you? Person B. I'm doing well. I'm Tom, by the way. Person A. Nice to meet you, Tom. I'm Sarah. Person B. Good to meet you too, Sarah. Do you come here often? Person A. Yeah, actually. I work just around the corner. You? Person B. First time here. The coffee smells amazing. Person A. Oh, it's the best in town. What do you do? Person B. I'm a teacher. How about you? Person A. I work in marketing. How long have you been teaching? Person B. About 5 years now. I really love it. Person A. That's awesome. Now let's practice key phrases from this dialogue. First, how's it going? How's it going? How's it going? Now you repeat. Next. Pretty good, thanks. Pretty good, thanks. Pretty good, thanks. Now you repeat. I'm Tom, by the way. I'm Tom, by the way. I'm Tom, by the way. Now you repeat. Do you come here often? Do you come here often? Do you come here often? Now you repeat. The coffee smells amazing. The coffee smells amazing. The coffee smells amazing. Now you repeat. What do you do? What do you do? What do you do? Now you repeat. How long have you been teaching? Let's break this down. How long have you been teaching? How long have you been teaching? Now you repeat. Making plans and saying goodbye. Now let's learn how to make plans with someone. This is really important for building friendships and relationships. The easiest way to suggest hanging out is, we should hang out sometime. We should hang out sometime. We should hang out sometime. Now you repeat. A more specific version. Would you like to grab coffee sometime? Would you like to grab coffee sometime? Would you like to grab coffee sometime? Now you repeat. If you want to be even more specific, are you free this weekend? Are you free this weekend? Are you free this weekend? Now you repeat. Or, what are you doing on Saturday? What are you doing on Saturday? What are you doing on Saturday? Now you repeat. If someone invites you and you want to say yes, that sounds great. That sounds great. That sounds great. Now you repeat. Or, I'd love to. I'd love to. I'd love to. Now you repeat. If you're busy but still interested, I'm busy this weekend, but how about next week? Let's break this down. First part, I'm busy this weekend. I'm busy this weekend. Now you repeat. Second part, but how about next week? But how about next week? Now you repeat. Now together. I'm busy this weekend, but how about next week? I'm busy this weekend, but how about next week? Now you repeat. For saying goodbye, we have lots of options. The basic, bye, bye, bye. Now you repeat. See you later, see you later, see you later. Now you repeat. Take care, take care, take care. Now you repeat. It was nice talking to you. It was nice talking to you. It was nice talking to you. Now you repeat. And my favourite casual goodbye. Catch you later. Catch you later. Catch you later. Now you repeat. Storytelling section. Story 1. Meeting a new neighbour. Let me tell you a story about meeting a new neighbour. This will help you see how all these phrases work in real life. Listen carefully, and after the story, we'll practice some key phrases. Last week I was checking my mailbox when I saw someone new moving in next door. She was carrying a big box and looked like she could use some help. So I walked over and said, "Hey there, need a hand with that?" She looked up and smiled. "Oh, that would be amazing. Thanks so much. No problem. I'm Tom, by the way. I live right next door. Nice to meet you, Tom. I'm Lisa. Just moving in today. Welcome to the neighborhood. Where are you moving from? San Francisco, actually. Got a new job here in town. Oh, wow, that's a big move. What do you do? I'm a graphic designer. How about you? I'm a teacher. Been living here for about 3 years now. You're going to love it here. That's great to hear. Hey, once I'm all settled in, maybe you could show me around. I don't know the area at all. Absolutely. There's a great coffee shop just around the corner. We should go there sometime. That sounds perfect. Thanks again for the help, Tom. Anytime. If you need anything, just knock. Welcome to the neighborhood. Now let's practice some key phrases from this story. Need a hand with that? Need a hand with that? Need a hand with that? Now you repeat. Welcome to the neighborhood. Welcome to the neighborhood. Welcome to the neighborhood. Now you repeat. Where are you moving from? Where are you moving from? Where are you moving from? Now you repeat. That's a big move. That's a big move. That's a big move. Now you repeat. Once I'm all settled in, let's break this down. Once I'm all settled in. Once I'm all settled in. Now you repeat. If you need anything, just knock. If you need anything, just knock. If you need anything, just knock. Now you repeat. Story 2. Reconnecting with an old friend. Here's another story about meeting an old friend. This shows different types of greetings and conversations. I was at the grocery store last month when I heard someone call my name. Tom. Is that you? I turned around and couldn't believe it. Sarah! Oh my gosh, how long has it been? Must be at least 5 years. How have you been? I've been great. Still teaching at the same school. What about you? I just moved back to town, actually. Remember I went to Japan? Of course. How was that? Incredible. Best experience of my life. But I missed home, you know? I can imagine. Hey, we should really catch up properly. Are you free for lunch this week? I love that. How's Thursday? Thursday works perfectly. There's this new restaurant downtown. Sounds great. Here, let me give you my number. It's probably changed since we last talked. Good thinking. It's so good to see you again, Sarah. You too, Tom. Can't wait to catch up properly. Let's practice these reunion phrases. Is that you? Is that you? Is that you? Now you repeat. How long has it been? How long has it been? How long has it been? Now you repeat. We should really catch up properly. Let's break this down. We should really catch up properly. We should really catch up properly. Now you repeat. Are you free for lunch this week? Are you free for lunch this week? Are you free for lunch this week? Now you repeat. Let me give you my number. Let me give you my number. Let me give you my number. Now you repeat. It's so good to see you again. It's so good to see you again. It's so good to see you again. Now you repeat. Cultural notes and tips. You know what's interesting about English conversations? There are some unwritten rules that textbooks don't teach you. Let me share some insider tips. First, when Americans ask, "How are you?" they usually don't want a detailed answer. It's more like an extended greeting. A simple "good, thanks" is perfect. We're not being rude or uncaring, it's just how the culture works. Second, small talk is super important in English-speaking cultures. It might seem pointless to talk about the weather or sports, but it's actually how we build connections and show friendliness. Think of it as a warm-up before deeper conversations. Third, personal space matters. In English-speaking countries, we usually stand about an arm's length apart when talking. Too close feels uncomfortable. Too far feels cold. Fourth, eye contact is important, but don't stare. Look at the person when they're talking, but it's okay to look away sometimes. Think of it like a dance. Connect. Look away briefly, then connect again. Fifth, if you don't understand something, just ask. Native speakers won't mind. Say something like, "Sorry, could you say that again?" Let's practice. "Sorry, could you say that again?" "Sorry, could you say that again?" Now you repeat. Or, "What do you mean by that?" "What do you mean by that?" "What do you mean by that?" Now you repeat. Advanced conversation skills. Now that you've got the basics, let me teach you some advanced skills that will make you sound even more natural. First, let's talk about conversation fillers. These are little words or sounds we use when we're thinking. Instead of silence, we might say, "Well." Well. Now you repeat. Or, "Let me think." Let me think. Let me think. Now you repeat. Actually. 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 Now you repeat. You know. Now you repeat. These fillers give you time to think without awkward silence. They make you sound more natural and relaxed. Next, let's learn how to politely disagree. You don't always have to agree with everyone, but we want to be polite about it. "I see what you mean, but..." "I see what you mean, but..." "I see what you mean, but..." Now you repeat. "That's interesting, but have you considered..." "That's interesting, but have you considered..." "That's interesting, but have you considered..." Now you repeat. "I actually think..." "I actually think..." "I actually think..." Now you repeat. Now, how about showing empathy? This is when you show you understand how someone feels. "That must be difficult. That must be difficult. That must be difficult." Now you repeat. "I can imagine how you feel. I can imagine how you feel. I can imagine how you feel." Now you repeat. "That sounds challenging. That sounds challenging. That sounds challenging." Now you repeat. Common mistakes to avoid. Let me tell you about some common mistakes I hear from English learners. Don't worry, everyone makes these mistakes at first. Mistake 1, saying, "How do you do?" as a normal greeting. This is super formal and old-fashioned. Most people don't use it anymore. Stick with, "How are you?" or "How's it going?" Mistake 2, answering "I'm fine" to everything. Mix it up. Use "I'm good," "I'm doing well," "pretty good," or not bad. Mistake 3. Being too direct. In English, we often soften our language. Instead of give me coffee, say, could I have a coffee, please? Let's practice. Could I have a coffee, please? Could I have a coffee, please? Now you repeat. Mistake 4. Translating directly from your language. Every language has different expressions. Learn English phrases as complete units, not word by word. Mistake 5. Speaking too fast. Many learners think fast equals fluent. Not true. Clear and steady is better than fast and unclear. Take your time. Recap and call to action. Wow, look at everything you've learned today. Let's do a quick recap of the most important phrases. For greetings: hi, hey, hello, how's it going, how are you? For introductions: I'm Name, nice to meet you, good to meet you. For small talk: what do you do? Where are you from? How long have you been here? For showing interest: really? That's interesting. Tell me more. For making plans: we should hang out sometime. Are you free this weekend? For saying goodbye: see you later. Take care. Catch you later. Remember, the key to mastering these phrases is practice. Use them every day. Talk to yourself in the mirror. Practice with friends. Watch English shows and notice how people greet each other and have conversations. Here's your homework for this week. Have at least one conversation in English every day. It can be short, even just saying, hi, how are you? To someone counts. The more you practice, the more natural it becomes. And hey, you know what? I'm really proud of you. Learning a language is tough, but here you are. Doing it, you're amazing. Keep going, keep practicing, and remember, every conversation is a chance to improve. If you found this lesson helpful, please subscribe to Daily Dose of English. Hit that notification bell so you don't miss our next lesson. And if you have questions or want to practice these phrases, leave a comment below. I read every single one. Next week we'll learn how to talk about your hobbies and interests in English. It's going to be fun. Until then, keep practicing, keep smiling, and keep learning. This is Tom from Daily Dose of English saying see you later. Take care. Bye for now. Remember, you've got this. Every day you're getting better. Every conversation is progress. Be patient with yourself, be kind to yourself, and enjoy the journey. English is not just a language, it's a tool that opens doors to new friendships, opportunities, and adventures. Thank you for learning with me today. You're awesome. See you in the next lesson.